Okay, hi, assalamualaikum and good evening to all of you. I am Nurin RAJI. Today I will give an informative speech on the topic of healthy diet. As we know, a healthy diet is a diet that maintains or even improves overall health. A healthy diet provides us the body with essential nutrition. You guys know what kind of essential nutrition?
I know there are two types of nutrition, but I don't know what is it.
Yes, we have two types of essential nutrition, which are macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients are the nutrients that our body needs in larger amount, which are carbohydrates, protein, and fat. This provide our body with energy. Okay. Meanwhile, micronutrients are the nutrients that our body needs in smaller amounts, which are commonly referred to as vitamins and minerals. If you guys are wondering what is included in healthy diet foods, I will share a little bit about it. So healthy diet contains fruit, vegetables, whole grain, lean meat, fish, eggs, milk, cheese, and yogurt. All the foods mentioned come from variety of plant-based and animal-based foods. People today consuming foods that contain high sugar, salt, and fat, such as fast food. We can see that many people do not eat enough fruit, vegetables, and other dietary fiber. So, the reason why I choose to talk about healthy diet today is because I want you guys know that unhealthy diet and lack of physical activity are leading global risks. Healthy diet helps to protect us from getting diseases such as diabetes, blood pressure, heart disease, and cancer. If you guys realize, some people in Malaysia prefer to practice extreme diets. You guys agree with me?
I completely agree with you, and yeah, they diet until
There
they
are
don't want to
also
eat at all.
those who depend 100% on the slimming product.
Yes, it's not wrong if someone wants to depend on the product, but he or she must know what ingredients are contained in the product, whether it is harmful to health or not. And they still need to practice healthy lifestyle, which is eating healthy food and exercise. Last but not least, I believe that consuming healthy diet throughout the life course help to prevent malnutrition in all its forms, as well as a range of non-communicable diseases and conditions. However, increased production of processed foods, rapid urbanization, and changing lifestyle have led to a shift of dietary patterns. I hope you all clear and understand what I have said. Okay, that's all from me. Next, I will pass to the next presenter to come out her issue. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. So, Assalamualaikum and good evening to I am Nursabrina. I will give information regarding the topic I have chosen, which is about mental health. So, do you guys know the percentage of people in Malaysia that suffer from mental health?
No.
Alright, let me explain a bit. According to the National Health and Mobility Survey, every 8 in 10 adults aged 16 years and above in Malaysia suffer from mental health issues. Mental illness also are expected to be the second biggest health problem affecting Malaysians after heart disease.
Wow, it's kind of worrying to hear how serious mental health was in our country.
Yes, absolutely true. What makes more worrying is mental health issue does not being highlighted in our society. Thus, that is why I choose mental health as my topic speech, as I feel like there is so much closure needed regarding this issue. So firstly, I want to inform my audience about the seriousness of mental health problem to prevent it from developing towards people around us. Mental illness are disorder that affects a person's thinking, mood, and behavior. It can interfere with a person's life and ability to function productively and enjoyably day to day. One of the most common mental illness is bipolar disorder, where they will be deeply sad and have low energy, which will cause intense shift in their moods and energy level. Thus, we can see how mental illness can affect one's life. That is all I have to explain about mental illness health issue. What do you guys think about my purpose for the issue?
I am fully into the topic and purpose you have raised. It is because people always overlook someone's mental illness as a joke.
Yes, that is so true. People will only take this illness seriously when they see a death caused by it, but with their own eyes.
Yes, but there are some tips on how to prevent mental illness problem from causing that. One of them is to practice self-care. When you practice early self-care, you can control yourself from getting too stressed by eating healthily and exercise regularly. I believe that this can be done at early stage to prevent one's life from getting a mental illness. To conclude my speech, mental illness can be a serious problem to someone's life. Thus, we as a society needs to take it seriously to prevent it from happening towards people around us. That will be all from me. Thank you. I'll pass to the next person.
Hi, so have you ever think that the richer they are, the happier they become? The problem with saying money can't buy happiness is that it's only partly right. When we think of spending money, typically we tend to think about spending money on things. A new car, a new TV, the latest iPhone, and so on. I have always been excited to have a lot of money. I know you guys did too. The stigma of money can buy happiness that we often think that our life would be so much happier if we just had more money. For example, that person in my class has the brand new iPhone 14 Pro Max. I wish my parents were that rich to buy me one. Or that person has a nice looking Rolex. If only I had the money to buy one. If only I had the money to buy a new car. Hence, the list goes on. But what we take for granted is that once we have enough money to buy that item, we get bored of it and desire something new. The fact that money can seem to be never enough and materialism can become an unhealthy obsession. Of course, money is necessity, but life should not solely revolve around the material gains. And refrain from spending money uselessly on material goods, they will be so much happier. Thus, the story money can't. I have read this one quote on the internet. Bob Marley once said, and numbers never end. Happiness will never end. So now, and think wisely. Would you thought that money can really buy happiness? Whether or not money buys you happiness matter the most. Like that, from what I have been taught in my introduction speech,
From what you have talked, in my opinion, this is such a good topic because people usually think this money they can buy anything, including happiness. I got your idea, which is you mentioned we often think that our life will be so much happier if we just had more
yes,
money. This
glad
is
that
such
you
a wrong
understand what
statement.
I'm trying to convey. More of money can buy happiness. That life would be so much happier if we just had more money.
But how about your credibility statement as you mentioned a quote from Bob Marley? What's make the
I
reason you
choose the
add the
quote
quote
from
in
Bob
your
Marley
speech?
as my credibility statement is to support my statement of money can't buy happiness. The quotes actually want to tell us that if money can buy happiness, then we never actually have a truly happiness.
Can you give us example of how you see we never actually have the happiness? Because I am also didn't understand clearly the quote from Bob Marley that you mentioned
Okay,
as your
let me
credibility
give
statement.
you examples. What money can buy? A bag, but not sleep. A computer, but not brain. Food, but not appetite. A house, but not a home. Medicine, but not health. Luxuries, but not culture. Amusement, but not happiness. I hope you understand it now.
I see your
get
point,
the
Izzah.
information
Thank you for your
from my speech.
explanation.
Let's move to the next presenter, shall we?
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum everyone. Now it's my turn to start the introduction of my speech. I am very sure that you guys are very familiar with cigarettes, am I right? So before we get started, let me share with you a simple biological background of a cigarette. Okay, there are a few of chemical in the cigarette smoke which are harmful to humans' health, such as tar, nicotine, carbon monoxide, and other chemicals. Nicotine is poisonous enough to kill an adult by consuming 2 or 3 drops of it. Plus, tar is the main cause of lung and throat cancer. It also leads smoker to expose the bronchial and respiratory problem. It will cause addiction in smoking to smokers. Furthermore, it has a great effect to cause a smoker to inhale more deeply and smoke more often. Other than that, it also has carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is not only can be found in smoke produced by vehicles, but also in total of carbon monoxide content in blood, and hence it will slowly affect heart normal function. When we talk about cigarette, have you ever seen people who smoke in public? Attitude for me is very annoying. For me, this kind of people is lack of common sense because they need to think about other people' health, especially kids. Smoking in public areas strictly should be totally banned because of its severe health risk to both smoker and non-smoker. The health risks are much more to non-smoker because they may double up mainly to those who already suffer from other diseases such as heart and lung problems. Let me give you a situation for an example. If someone outside smoking outside near a restaurant and the family wants to sit outside to eat with their families, it can affect the family that is eating also if they have kids with them. Okay, the cigarette smoke also bad for air pollution. So, how it can affect the air pollution? Carbon dioxide, methane, and other noxious chemicals are present in second-hand smoke, which causes air pollution through smoking. Although methane and carbon dioxide are not deadly to smoker, the gases do add to the general atmospheric pollution, and smoking globally emits nearly 2.6 billion kilograms of carbon dioxide and 5.2 billion kilograms of methane into the atmosphere each year. Okay, this provides a clear picture of how smoking alone contributes to climate change. For secondhand smoke, as discussed earlier, also poses indirect health risks such as cancer to other people and animals. So now I would like to know any feedbacks from any one of you. Anyone?
Okay, from what I understand from your speech, even we are not a smoker, we are not spared if we are exposed to secondhand smoke as it contains toxic metals, carcinogens, and poisonous gas. Those exposed to secondhand smoke are at high risk of suffering from most of the disease and health complications associated with first-hand smoking. But I want to know what kind of disease caused by cigarette smokes.
Okay, according to the new study published in 29 September 2009, issue of the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, researchers find that smoking bans can reduce the number of top diseases caused by cigarette smoke, which is heart attacks, okay, by as much as 26% per year. Other than that, because smoking affects your arteries, it can trigger stroke. A stroke happens when the blood supply to your brain and is temporarily blocked.
What's about the pregnant lady that inhaled the cigarette smoke?
Okay, by inhaling the cigarette smoke during pregnancy can cause tissue damage in the unborn baby. particularly in the lung and brain, and some studies suggest a link between maternal smoking and cleft lip. Okay, have you ever heard about premature and low birth weight babies? The effects of smoking not only impact mom's health, but also that of the baby. Smoking while pregnant can cause babies to be born prematurely and with a low birth weight. Okay, and babies born too early and too small have increased risk of health complication and even death. So I think that's all for my speech today. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is FATIN AINA and I am going to be speaking to you today with the topic books are better than movies. Books have been there for us since a very, very long time, whether it's about academic or life, they help us in every aspect.
It is true, as we have learned many things through books since we were children. When we need to learn about a subject, we turn to book. When we need to spend our time having fun, we also turn to books.
Right. So there are a couple of very valid reasons why books are better than movies that I can share with all of you. Firstly, book will always contain more details than a movie will because movies sometimes leave out some important details. Regardless of how accurately the writer, director, producer would like to transpose the book into a movie, squeezing hundreds of pages of details into 1 to 2 hours is practically impossible. There are always important details that are being left out in movies. Certain lines change and the venue sometimes look nothing like what has described in the book.
Yes, it's real. I see movies where the ending difference for what is written in the original novel, which is quite weak.
Yes, this is why reading a book instead of watching a movie will give the reader a much more complete idea about the action, the character, and the story. Let me continue with my second reason, which is reading book foster limitless imagination and help boost your creativity. When we read a book, we tend to visualize the character a certain way, and in movies, they don't look the way we want them to. While watching movies, your imagination is limited and your brain only understands what's going inside the scene. But while reading a book, your brain has to imagine and create most of the detail itself. When there are no limits to our imagination, we get creative and try hard to produce images and scenarios that we love. And this exercise helps boost our creativity effectively. So, my question is, how long do you take to read a book and to watch a movie?
Um, Usually, I can finish one book in 2 days, depending on the thickness of the book. While for a movie, I can watch it in 2 to 3 hours if there are no delays.
Clearly, book will help you entertain for a lot more time. You can enjoy a book for several days depending on how much time you spend reading. While most movies will be over in 2 hours or less as movie rush things so they can end it fast. However, it always depends on the individual how they use their free time to read a book.
If you don't mind, could you provide us with an example of a book that was better than its movie adaptation?
Of course, I would like to give an example of a book that was better than its movie adaptation, which is The Giver by Louis Lowry. The Giver tells the story of 12 years of Jonas, who inhabits a society that lives by the principle of sameness, favoring equality over individuality. The book has been widely celebrated, winning the 1994 Nobel Medal and appearing on school reading lists across the country. But the 2014 film adaptation missed mark. The movies, which are The Hunger Games and Divergent, failed to win over audience in the same way the novel did. This movie had the same themes of young heroes and heroines rising up against society, but added little to the genre.
I agree. Sometimes what you read on the page is so much better than what you watch on the screen.
Considering everything we have discussed, it is clear that books are a better option as compared to movie if you want to be imaginative, smarter, kinder, and happier. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, let's take a couple step back and do not need to get ugly. Assalamualaikum, hi friends. I am Nurin and today I will give an informative speech. The topic I've chosen is homeschool is better than public school. Um, I'm choosing this topic because both homeschool and public school have their own pros and cons. Even so, homeschool may not always be for everyone. In this next few discussion, we will try very hard to be objective about the pros and cons and different education setting, including the public school and homeschool. Do you guys go to the homeschool or public school?
I go to the public school. Public school helps more social interaction and having many friends to interact with to have more group discussion with friends and encourage friendship.
True. The teaching learning system occur face-to-face and students can also approach the teachers and they can also ask what they do not understand and the student will feel comfortable. The student also can exchange their opinions about their opinions. But how about bullies? Sexual harassment, physical abuse, physical violence, drug, alcohol at school. It can start from choosing the wrong friends at public school.
Public school students have constant guardian from their teachers and friends about bullies, and they also
Well,
do have
to
counseling
me,
sessions at public school.
homeschool provide a more flexible schedule. A schedule that change every day will lead to better time management for children. Homeschool allows parents to plan what specific syllabus their children will study that goes well with interests. Students can learn in comfort with sufficient rest and steady pace.
Public school prepares children for the real world by having them interact with diverse people, and students are also able to interact with friends of all kinds regardless of race.
Parents have the satisfaction that their children are learning, developing skills and maturing in a way that aligns to the parents' goals and values. The parents will see how their kids respond to challenge, stress, success and failures.
Yes, so both homeschool and public school have their own pros and cons, and it is important to do research truly into each side before coming to the decision. So each child is unique with their own learning style, interests, traits, and challenges. We all respond differently to different methods of learning. One of the most essential elements of the school is to foster and inspire a genuine love of learning which is people will carry throughout their life. This way, this achieved is down to the personal preference. So that's all from me. Thank you.